I'd like to bring the meeting to order. The first thing to do is act on the agenda.
I move that we act on the agenda as written.
Okay.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
The next is the minutes for August 25th.
I wanted to address something I said at the last meeting, which I something came out of my mouth that I didn't mean. I in response to a discussion point, and you can read the minutes to see it, I said that I did not take into consideration money or the cost, and I just wanted to make a statement that is absolutely first and foremost in my mind, is being a responsible steward of taxpayers' money, and fairness and taking good care of taxpayer money is always right first and foremost for me.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey.
I do not take that lightly.
No, we know you don't, Susan. I wasn't at that meeting, so
Good.
no. But
We missed you.
I know that you don't at all.
Look, sometimes I didn't express what I was really.
It's sometimes hard
But
to
Melissa,
do that.
luckily, articulated it very well.
Yeah, it's sometimes hard to do that in these meetings, you know. Okay.
I second that we accept the minutes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Public comment?
Yes. I got a public comment.
Okay.
I talked with Daryl and Charlie a while back, and I talked with Charlie this morning. And apparently, this is about the East Hill Cemetery. And Charlie sends Daryl up with the loader when there's a lot of snow drifting up there to push it back up in there. So it's not every storm. And so I asked him about sort of being able to appease Hank with that and see if we could do something so that it's not piled up so high. But we never know how much snow we're going to get, so there's no guarantee there. And the other thought was for drifting. They had Ted Knox up there, and he's cut a bunch of trees down and a bunch of brush. And this is something I talked to Charlie about. And we don't know how much more the snow is going to drift because that brush is gone and the trees are gone. So, and I asked him, like I said, if there's something he could do to keep it from being so high, and he said, well, we'll see what we can do, but it would take time, and he didn't really want to do that. So, but the other thing was the last time I was here, when I agreed with Hank, it's because when we set up a grave with the headstone and the grave and the cornerstones, looking from the road back, the headstones are here and the grave comes this way. So I was thinking about, okay, it's not on the headstones, but is it on the grave? And I talked with Daryl about that, and no, he says no. He keeps it back 8 to 10 feet, so it's not getting on the grave. Mm-hmm. So, and now that I've got more information from Charlie and Daryl, they're doing the best they can to respect the graveyard.
I can't imagine they would do anything different.
No, but listening to Hank, it's like an atrocity of what's going on there. So that's what I did. To get more information, to find out, it's like when I wanted to come back on the cemetery commission, I thought I'd come back down here and talk to you. And as I read stuff, I found out I had to go through the other 2 commissioners to get back on. So
Okay.
try to do my homework.
Well, thank you for doing your homework.
Excellent.
Chris?
Thank you. I really think that he's hyper focused on that one issue right now because he's brought it up at multiple times. And that was an extreme snowstorm we had that time. Then it got pushed back. That was close to those stones. But if it gets to that point again, I think it would not be unreasonable to ask to push some, just to make sure it's not as close because there's so much focus on that right now. But yes.
The other thing was when I was talking with Daryl, I said my father and Hank have similar mindsets. When they get something in their head, they don't let it go. I can't tell you how many times my father said, "You got to do it like this," and I found out in my life, no. Like the old saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. And Daryl, who had worked with Hank over at the sawmill for years, said the same thing about Hank. He gets something in his head. And I even tried to talk to Hank about when Charlie said that they plow it to the left because it doesn't drift so bad. And trying to explain that to him. And he said, well, they always pushed it to the other side. Why can't they do it that way down? So.
Right. Well, it's good that you're doing your homework because then you can inform us on what your opinion is. Susan?
I've been following the conversation, but is there such a thing as a snow fence? Are they effective at all? Because they probably
Yeah.
wouldn't cost very much. Why don't we? Isn't it just like some kind of snow fence you put up and
You
take
could.
it down?
They're
Like when
orange.
down at the motel in the meadow, when they
Yeah.
have their parties down there, they put the snow fence, like the snow
But
fence.
does that work?
It'll drift where the snow fence is.
You have to set it way back.
Yeah, so you gotta set it back, it'll drift there, and that's less snow that will get to the next spot.
So
The problem is
is it
that
a waste?
it's right on
That's
the
a
road.
waste.
Well, we don't have the room to put it back
Right,
far enough
right.
that it would be
Okay.
effective.
I just
think.
I don't know anything.
You'd
about
have it in on the
Yeah,
graves is what
yeah,
you'd have
okay.
to do.
But I do appreciate you
Yes.
going and
Yeah,
keeping
thank
an
you.
eye on
And
it
talking to the guys
talking
about
to the right.
Thanks,
because
Robert.
I do. I have the utmost confidence that our road crew is going to be very respectful and is respectful about.
Yep.
But I appreciate that you are looking into it.
Just like to make one comment.
Yes.
And that is, I think the road crew's focus and main responsibility is to make sure that everyone can use the roads.
Mhm.
And so that clearing the roads is job number one. And addressing problems at the cemetery will always come after that.
Oh, yeah.
We have to make sure that people can drive on the roads.
Otherwise, they can't get to the cemetery.
Otherwise, we'll all end up there.
Right, quicker than we thought, right?
Oh, Jeanette's got her hand up.
Yes.
Maybe we can do a better job of publicizing this, but technically the cemeteries are closed in the winter, and I don't know if that's being taken into consideration, but if we make a point of saying that they close as of a certain date, and I know some towns even put it in the paper, so that there is no expectation by the public that they need to be able to get in there,
Right.
that might help. I don't know, but the other cemeteries are completely inaccessible, so I don't know why there would be an expectation that East Hill Cemetery should be, simply because it's 5 feet off the road.
Oh, I agree.
I don't know that I've never heard anyone else complain about it, to be quite honest with you. So-
That's why if somebody dies during the winter, they don't bury them until spring.
Right.
Exactly.
But that's a good point, and
Well,
thank you.
frozen.
Because I didn't realize that. So thank you.
One more thing while we're on the cemeteries. Hank has done his homework and Wanda helped him to get all this information about how cemeteries are supposed to be taken care of by the town and state and federal. And apparently the town is responsible for a fence. So Hank's been talking about putting a fence up there.
Well, I don't know that we have the funding for it. We'd have to ask, and
Right.
I personally think that I don't want to ask our taxpayers to come up with more funding right at this.
Maybe there's a grant that Hank can find to have a fence put up.
We'll have to look into that.
I mean, you know what I mean? Who knows? There might
They
be.
do fundraising too. A lot of other towns that have these type of cemeteries and problems, they'll do fundraising. That the cemetery commission will do a fundraiser,
Like a lottery or something like that, tickets.
whatever it
Yeah.
may be.
Wait.
You know.
So you're not talking about a snow fence. You're talking about like a metal fence around the whole cemetery or some cast iron.
Something.
That would be lovely, actually, if
Well-
that was something we could fundraise for.
There's stone walls on 3
Yeah.
sides.
So it
it'd
just
be
needs one side.
And the fence up at Heald Cemetery isn't anything special, and a lot of that is probably trees have fallen on it, so they're not standing up where they ought to be. So, but if somebody goes past the fence, they're going downhill.
Any other public comment?
Yeah, Lee Whiting from Sturgis Road, Andover. Thanks for all you guys do, appreciate it. We're both from the Chester Snowmobile Club. I am vice president of the Chester Club, and I'm also vice president of Windsor County Snowmobile Association, which is 18 snowmobile clubs. while going out and doing trail work and debrushing and culvert replacement and so on and so forth, we came upon some issues on Boone Road. We have a new resident up there that has taken liberty to push a bunch of debris into the Class 4 road. Charlie did go there today with the loader and did address some of the issues, but there is a gun range that's been assembled on the Class 4 road off to the side, but it still is in the 50 foot. You guys have 25 feet from the center line. So I believe from what Charlie told me today, Jonathan is going up with Charlie tomorrow to go up and try to identify some boundaries and stuff up there. But if Charlie hadn't gone up today, it would have been difficult for the gates and stuff to be opened and navigate through there with the piles. I sent some pictures that I took, and I was hoping that they got shared with the board. I didn't have your emails. But that's the main corridor for the whole entire eastern side of Vermont. That's corridor 12 that runs all the way up. If that is lost or not navigable, that is going to really, really crush the vast snowmobile system.
But Charlie has addressed he addressed
the stuff that was piled in front of the gate. He did move.
Yeah.
But they're going to go up and identify some boundaries and stuff there.
Yeah.
But from the pictures that I shared, you can see that the gun range. The other thing that needs to be addressed is the gun range. He's shooting right up He's shooting up into a private thoroughfare.
I did hear a little bit about this, and I had an idea that maybe we could reach out to the game warden, because I think the game warden would be probably the most fitting. And I don't know this to be true, but maybe we could ask him about about gun ranges and what the safety, because I do know that it is a concern. And I understand that it would be a concern.
Pick any Class 4 road in our town, put a gun range on the side of it, and shoot up.
So maybe he could go. I mean, I haven't reached out to him, but maybe we could get him to, or get someone that has more authority to go and suggest maybe what direction it should go in and where it should be, and because there are guidelines as to how you shoot your guns.
I will tell you that I am on the other side of it, and it's just
it's in your direction.
It's shooting in my direction, and the noise.
Yeah.
I might as well.
There are laws to the way that you can shoot. I don't know if you've looked at on the. I mean, not that you should have to be doing that homework, because you shouldn't. But there are laws as to how close to a road you can be, how close to a residence you can be. So that's where I was thinking maybe we can get some more information for you about that, and maybe have somebody else connect with Charlie and be part of that conversation.
I'm ignorant. Does Andover have a game warden?
A game warden is, the state has game wardens.
Okay. So we don't, Andover
district,
doesn't
so we don't
have its
actually
own.
have a game warden,
Okay.
but that was just my idea. My first
I like
idea
it.
was that there are rules and regulations as to where you can shoot, how you can shoot, how close to houses you can shoot, how close to the road you can shoot. Coming from a hunting family, I
So
know that there are
whether it's
clear
a gun
rules,
range
so.
or whether it's anything, there is a pile of debris that is in the town Class 4
Right.
road, which you have 50 foot, 25 feet from the
Right.
center line of the road. You have a pile of debris, whether it's used for a shooting range or just somebody dumping debris, it's dumped there. So I feel it needs to be at least somehow addressed. You guys determine
Well, also
how you wanna do it.
the avenue in which is being used, because there is real safety.
Yeah, you got people horseback and mountain bike,
Right.
and you got
And so the landowner who is doing this, I mean, the gun range, that seems, and I'm not a legal expert on it, but that seems not reasonable to have a gun range right off the side of the road that you're just shooting up the
It's
road.
not off the side of the road, it's in the road.
In the road, okay, yeah, even worse.
So it's not off the side, it's in the road.
It's in the road.
Mhm.
Shooting up the road, yeah, so that doesn't seem right. But then that seems really obvious. But do you think that the debris and things, do you think that the landowner is sort of doing that on purpose to stop people from being able to come through?
He might be using it as his backstop for the gun range.
But
So
still,
what I'm getting at is that maybe
well, you seem to have an
maybe they
opinion.
can come with.
I believe that we spoke about it, that he basically had said to you, I think, that he does not expect snowmobiles to travel on this road, period. We are granted permission from you people from the town
Right.
with the vast trail permit, landowner permission form.
And it is a class 4 road.
Yes.
And it's a brand new owner.
So what they basically,
Right.
here's what's basically happened. That road was very, very rocky, tons of pop rocks all over that thing. He rented a machine, he came in there, he scraped all that stuff and went past his property and piled it up in the class 4 road.
And on, I don't know if you noticed with all the growth there, there's rocks all along the road just out of the tire tracks.
Yeah.
So it's, each side is just rock after rock after rock.
So the club had taken the expense, we went up and walked it, Dick Jewett, which was our trailmaster at the time, and Mr. Plum and I went up and walked it 3-4 years ago, and we addressed it for the porters that are the landowners there. And they all agreed that we gated because we had mud trucks going in there and just destroying porters' property. So we gated it, and the gate has 2 locks on it, one that the porters own and they have their own key, and one that the snowmobile club has.
But
So
it is a class 4 road, correct?
Class-
So,
class 4 road to where that gate is, and then it goes onto private property.
okay, because
So we're gated at the private property where
at the
porters.
problem, okay,
This is all happening before that gate.
yeah, because class 4 people in mud trucks can go on the class 4 roads,
So this, where the gate is on the porter's property.
on their power.
Leading to the gate is class 4 road.
Okay, so there are people beyond that use that
Mhm.
road
Mhm.
as their driveway,
No,
Possibly.
recreation.
just recreation.
Yeah.
Just, yeah.
And it goes all the way to the power line, right?
Correct.
So,
And they come in from Williams River Road on the other side.
Right.
So it's been gated on both sides because porters were incurring a lot of damage every time they come up here. There was, the bottomless mud pits, 5-6 foot deep.
But that's a trail through there.
Correct.
Right,
That's porters'
correct.
own
That's their own
private
trail.
property.
It's private.
It's private property, but the class 4 road doesn't extend through, am I correct?
It's a
'Cause I
fork.
didn't,
There's actually a fork.
Yeah, the class 4 continues straight out. So if you go up Boone Road, it goes to the left, that's where we're talking about the issues are, and it ends there, and then it's private property. Boone Road continues straight out.
Right.
And I believe the town has a piece of property out there
Yeah, you pick
that you guys go out and mow and so on.
and
And
is the full length of Boone Road class
Class
4?
4.
So you're not gating any of the property that, I'm just trying to get it in my head, because I've been up that way and
Yep.
I know what you're speaking of, but there's no part of Boone Road that is gated. It's the road, it's where it veers off Boone Road. Am I correct?
it is gated farther out.
And it's
That
still,
was done by the town a long time ago because clubs were coming and four-wheeling up there. So
But it
you're
is a
allowed
class
to
4
gate a
road?
Class 4 road.
but it has to be accessed so they can open
Right.
the road, because 4-wheelers can, this is the point I'm getting, it's a kind of a touchy subject. If it's a class 4 road, people in 4-wheel vehicles can drive the distance of that class 4 road.
Yeah, I didn't put the gate up on the Boone Road, and it was up there years ago. I don't know how long, but years ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
But they do have the right to do that.
I think it may have been stopping quads and UTVs. Not
Right,
so
but they
much-
don't have the right to gate it and lock it. And I'm sorry I'm being
Okay.
a devil's advocate.
No, I
here.
don't.
And I know this because
that's not the part we're talking about.
sounds like we, as the town, did this though.
Right, but we still don't have the right to do that. If it's a class 4 road, it would have to be downgraded
I would have.
to a trail. That's where I'm going with this.
I don't know
Is
that it's
that-
locked, that's what the difference is.
Oh, if it's
Whether
not
it's
locked, right, and that was
That
another
means
thing.
somebody
If
could
it's
open
not
it, like, I
locked,
don't know any of that. The issue that these gentlemen are here about is what's happening on
right,
Boone Road. And the property right across from him, someone is on the verge of buying that, so Boone Road is going to become driveway to those two owners.
and I
It's
understand
gonna
what
be
they're saying, and I do I mean I'm not disagreeing with what you're
Yeah.
saying here. I'm just saying that we are also looking at class 4 roads. Class 4 roads are accessible to all people at all times. The length of them, that's the way it's supposed to be. Otherwise, we need to throw them up as class and turn them into trails. So the gate can't be locked.
But also you can't use a class
But
4
also,
road as private property,
You
No.
can't use it as private
which
property.
sounds like
Right.
this gentleman has decided to use it as
And
his
you
private
can't,
property.
right, you cannot, and that's where I'm going with this. You can't block a class 4 road.
Lock,
In any
block, or
Block,
push debris
push
onto.
debris on it,
Or set up
But-
a gun
and there
range.
is
So
a
if
right of
Charlie
way.
hadn't gone up today, the club would have incurred more expenses because we would have had to bring a machine in there to make it navigable for this
Right.
coming year. But Charlie did that this morning, but we had already gone in and hayed and seeded it, and it was all matured and grown in, and that just got blown away. But
So, is the person who set up the gun range in the middle of the road, are they sort of acting, do you think that they're, so you're thinking that they're doing this on a class 4 road to actually block what you guys want to do as well?
It's no regard.
It's what now?
No regard.
just doing whatever. he
Just
wants
doing
to.
whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, he's not there in the winter
Or
time,
maybe
so he
he's
doesn't know what goes on.
right.
I mean, he put 2 big piles, one pile off out of the way, which isn't a big deal because it's not in our travel
Right.
lane. But the other side, where Charlie moved that today, which I shared that picture with you before Charlie moved it, was definitely
Yeah.
probably a third of the way into the gate, going into Porter's property.
So has Charlie talked to him, or has Charlie talked to the landowner? Have any of you talked
Not
to
about
has
this.
anyone? No one's talked to
I
him.
haven't talked to him. I've seen.
Because it would be better, I mean, my feeling is let's try and talk with him and come to a agreement, some sort of,
Is this the gentleman who asked us to fix the road?
To supply materials, he wanted us to supply materials.
And upgrade the road to a class 3.
You
Initially,
went up, okay.
his realtor led him to believe, he said that if he went in and that the town would want to upgrade it to a class 3 road, since someone would be living out there, and when he's in the process of talking through that and understanding that the board is actually in the process of reclassifying some roads, not up but down, that wouldn't probably be a possibility.
This is the
It's not
same
in the
person.
budget. So so then he his intention was to fix it up so he could drive on it to get out to his property.
Just off the record, does he own the land now? Do we know that?
Yeah,
Oh, he does, okay, 'cause the last time I spoke with you, we didn't know.
He does, and he has a pending. He's submitted a building permit to build a pole barn to
Okay.
park his RV under. I haven't talked to him in a couple of weeks, but I guess he's up there regularly doing work and stuff.
I guess my question to the board as well is, do we need to, as a club, come to you and ask for permission? We were under the understanding, statewide with VAST, that class 4 roads are unmaintained during the winter and accessible, as you said, to
right.
vehicles. The only time we ever come to a town to ask for permission is if we're running alongside a class 3 road and up. To run alongside, for example, Marsh Hill, but we took the trail off Marsh Hill, we just cross over it now. We don't run alongside it anymore.
So that, I don't have the answer for that. I think that's a Charlie question.
Charlie thinks that they do need permission to be running on a class 4 road. I haven't looked anywhere official, so.
But
I'm not
everybody
sure.
at VAST tells me we don't have to. So I just wanna know, if in fact we have to ask, then I'll just ask tonight.
We have, it's in our permission form for us to use Boone Road.
Who signed it?
Not the ones I have. They did not list Boone Road as one of the places you were asking for permission.
Really?
Because we probably didn't think we needed that.
Ruth Ann, I
Right.
thought Ruth Ann had
And you
told
could
me.
always, I mean, you could, I would think, fill out another form.
Well, they
right?
do one annually.
I will take the initiative to look into it and get you guys an answer. How's that?
Yeah, okay.
The legal answer.
Yeah, so we'll,
Right.
whatever,
Because I think
whatever
that's
you-
what's most
whatever you're
important.
requiring us to do, we'll do.
Yep.
We go meet with Weston, we go meet with Londonderry, we go meet with Chester.
Yep.
But that, not for class 4
I'll
roads,
find out,
but
for sure.
anything other than class 4.
Is county road, class 4?
There is no county road. Ask Jonathan, he'll tell you.
Oh, that's gone too.
Well, he said it's not a county road. Whatever roads are out there, Boone Road is class 4.
No, this is the old county road, the one that goes behind Kevin's house, new house. There's a road that used to go from
I think that's a legal
Mitch.
trail, maybe.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, actually, I think
Because-
that's a legal trail.
What Kevin said is between the stone walls there, the town owns that, so. They keep it opened up and mowed and all that, so they can go back and forth from there. It's down to Forbes Road.
With snowmobile?
No, the cars, trucks, pickups.
Oh.
And Dave Bardstreet comes up it to go out in that field ahead.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I do know that it's important to keep snowmobile trails open because it is something that, like hunting, like it's a Vermont tradition, and I would hate to see us lose our trail system.
Yeah.
It's very disturbing to me to think that people are shooting down a town road. I mean, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would like to give him the benefit of the doubt that maybe he doesn't realize. And I also would like to, I think it's a good idea too, and I'll contact the,
okay.
I'll contact the game warden and see if maybe he could help out or figure out some way to talk to this
Yeah, 'cause
gentleman
somebody-
about what the laws are and what they aren't.
Would somebody from the Chester Rod and Gun Club know about that?
They would. Yeah, they probably would as well. But I do know that there are laws in place about how close to a road you can shoot. So I kind of would like to reach out to somebody in a legal form first that understands those laws better than I do, and then see what they suggest, because they may have an even different suggestion on what to do.
And
So maybe one of the concerns now is, with bear season and different seasons, there's people coming in from the other side that are walking along and not realizing there's a new landowner that could possibly be shooting right up off.
Yeah, I know there are guidelines to that, because we have some people around us that also, they have target ranges on their property, and they have the legal right to do that, but it has to be done in a certain manner. So, and it doesn't sound like if it's going up a class 4 road, that's the right
Since
manner.
someone else's land is scary,
Right.
whether it's a road or not.
Yeah. So,
So that's all I got.
all right.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Let me know if I need to come back and present or whatever I need to do, paperwork wise or whatever, we'll get the club to do that.
Absolutely.
If in fact we need to do that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, thanks so
Just
much.
one quick question, we're saying a class 4 road is not town maintained, can a resident who's built a house out there maintain that road through the winter?
They can plow it. Yeah.
They can, okay.
It's just like me, my road's class 4.
All right, that's right through mine.
My mailbox up is class 4.
Yeah.
I have to maintain it and do everything.
Okay.
All right, thanks so much, have a great meeting.
You're
Thanks.
welcome.
Thanks for
Thank you.
listening.
Thank you.
Take care, buddy.
See you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care, thanks.
Road commissioners reports. We don't. Our road commissioner's not here tonight, so.
Oh, he said he wasn't making it tonight.
Yeah, he told me he wasn't going to make it here tonight. So,
Paving is ongoing.
yeah, and I wasn't here the last meeting, so I'm a little in the.
They
I don't
started paving over here by the.
I noticed
hospital.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, but
They haven't finished yet though.
right. So
That's all I know.
that's all you know. There you go. That's hey, more than I knew.
I drove
It's-
it. I drove it
It's
yesterday.
black
so-
gold. I drove
Right.
it. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Go to normal speed instead of having to dodge.
And they went up further than
Yeah.
than it used to be.
They got a couple truckloads
Yeah.
extra or something.
Anyways, all right. Old business. Review and adopt revised purchasing policy. So I wasn't here for this. I have briefly read it. I feel like everyone has agreed upon. You all. You tell me. I'd like to hear. You all agreed upon what to do, and
Due to the cost of everything going up, we raised the limits, and well, we actually raised and lowered in some ways, but we basically also asked for, like, if something is spent, that we get notified so it's not an unexpected expense.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
So that's, I think the meat of it that we added, we raised the bottom line. What was it, $500 originally? We raised that up. And
To 2,000.
2,000, right? And we asked for but if it's anything above we need notification, just so we don't have those unexpected expenses.
So we raised it to 2,000 for any expense or
There's a
for,
copy in
yeah.
the folder.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to quote it
There's
without
three
having it.
categories of expenses.
Do you want me to read through them? I'll tell you. So, to Rich's point, there are three categories. There are incidental purchases, minor purchases, and major purchases, and those are defined by the government, and this is what FEMA looks at to make sure we have something like this in place when we get any kind of federal money.
thank you.
So incidental purchases, it used to be anything above 500, you technically needed the whole select board's permission for. And after some discussion, it was determined that, like Charlie said, even to go buy a bunch of grass seed was well over $500. So he was gonna be stuck not being able to do anything that he might need to do. So all town employees have been designated to act as purchasing agents and may make purchases of up to $2,000 without prior approval, provided those are, they're limited by the budget of the town. And then minor purchases, town clerk, town administrator, road foreman, and the select board have been designated to act as purchasing agents and can make purchases with a value between $2,001 and $15,000 with written notification to the Andover Selectboard and the Andover Town Treasurer. So that's a revision. So before it was, you had to have a select board meeting to do anything, and that limit was super high. It was like $250,000. So now it stops at 15,000. Yes, you know, if we need to get a new culvert all of a sudden for $8,000, but let's have an email out to the board and to me, so I don't just get an invoice in the mail and ask.
And you're
What's
comfortable with the $15,000
Mhm.
amount? Okay.
And then for major purchases, obviously that bumps that up. Major purchases used to be over $250,000, so anything over 15,000 does require prior approval of the select board. And it still says in here that in as many cases as possible, put things like that are gonna be that expensive out to bid.
Also within the $15,000 range or no?
Anything above.
Above 15,000.
So just because I wasn't here and I'm sorry, if we were going to have something, for instance, the cemetery got a new culvert and had all that work done, and it was less than $15,000, does that mean things like that don't go out to bid?
They don't have to, but they can be.
And Charlie,
Go ahead.
Charlie did say that he would do his best to always try to get multiple bids for something like that. If he can, you know, try to get bids and then, but not where we have to have a full meeting about it if it's under the 15.
Okay, Susan?
And if it's under the say something costs 12,000, and then we get notification if there's a select board member that feels we need to have a meeting to discuss it more. The understanding is that we would, if somebody flagged it or
That's-
objected.
Kind of not my understanding.
Oh, really?
No? What was
Kind of mine,
yours?
if it's under 15 grand, they can do it.
As long as they notify us.
Right.
Yeah, but
There's a lot. The only reason I question that is because there's a lot of work that is done that's under 15,000, and I think sometimes things should go out to bid, just because if it's $13,000, that's a pretty big project. I was surprised that the amount, the cemetery, that was as high as it was, and as much was done, but not to
That was all.
cause an issue.
That was all hands.
But it didn't, and then there were some trees that were cut that I was surprised that didn't go out to bid, or we didn't search for other people. And I'm only using those two right
That's
now because they're the most recent that stick in my head as being on the board. But
Well, then I misunderstood because I thought the understanding was that we would all know, and then if somebody kind of had a problem with it, then we could have a meeting and like think of it,
Then it goes
reassess
back
it. It might be too
to
late,
prior
but
select board approval. It goes right back to that then.
Right.
I mean, there's no.
I mean, I'm comfortable with that. Whatever you folks figured out,
Well,
and
I'm
whatever
not
you
sure that-
decided. I was just wondering how that worked.
Yeah.
Not to put a. Go ahead.
So I had a sense, I don't know that it was stated clearly this way, that what we were dealing with the low number was things that popped up. that occurred that needed to be taken care of by someone in the town, needed to buy something, to purchase something to keep the whole operation running. The machine broke down, we need new tires, we need it today.
Which is more than $2,000.
Right.
Definitely more.
Right. And so I feel that there probably will be expenses in that range between $2,000 and $15,000 that will come before the board, but that category is there so that if emergency things come up, a decision can be made without the board having to meet.
I understood it that way as well.
And that it's not used for, if we have a project, long-term
Right.
project.
Right.
Is
That was the
is
whole
what you're
thing
saying
with-
to me?
yes,
That
yes.
there's,
Yes,
and
like
again,
if,
I'm
if
sorry I'm
suddenly
asking all
the
these
town was
questions.
gonna have to put, if all of a sudden
So long-term
they said,
projects
hey,
will all go out to bid.
let's find
Right.
somebody to build a big old fence up on East Hill. Well, they're not just gonna find somebody, they're gonna notify us that, hey, let's do this, and this is how
Not
much.
that I'm questioning
Yeah,
anything
no, no,
anyone
but-
does,
but-
but I think,
Questions?
okay, 2 years off down the road, or 3 years, or 5 years down the road, and we've got this policy, we could have, every job under 15,000 could go to the same person every time, because it's under, you know what I mean? Not that our crew's gonna do that, because that's not who they are, but so I understand what you're saying, you understand it to be, and is Rich right? To understand it to be that if it's a project that's going to take place?
Well, and I think Chris had asked that. You were talking about, projects aren't just gonna now fly through without us knowing about it.
Right.
Whereas Rich is remembering now, and I'm remembering it too, about tires and things
Yes,
like that. When we
right.
need tires, they cost $10,000.
Right, and I get
So
that completely.
it's that sort of thing. It's
Right.
not, hey, we're gonna do a culvert replacement project and,
Right.
We're just gonna go ahead without putting it out to bid.
Right, it was
We're
more
going
like
through-
need versus a project.
Right,
More for emergency use.
Right, like, oh, geez, you know what?
and everyday
Yes.
purchasing
Parts and
things that are parts and
supplies.
supplies, which makes perfect sense. I totally get that.
So there was
I
a
would like to see-
delineation there. There was, in everyone's mind at least, I think we all talked about that.
And
the
is
way
that-
that-
And it does say in minor purchases, so that's between 2 and 15,000, although not required, competitive quotes from at least 2 vendors should be obtained whenever possible. And then all major purchases over $15,000 require prior approval
Right.
of the board.
So now we're at the point, do we want to make a motion to sign it as it's read?
I'll
And
move
thank
that
you
we-
for
I'll-
explaining how you all saw
I make a
it.
motion that we sign it as Jeanette drafted it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We can review this at any time.
Right, and thank you all because I wasn't quite sure on how that 15 panned out.
So the signature page is the last page.
Good.
You guys need to have a donation square dance, barbecue, circus, jumpy castle event for adults.
Oh, jumpy what?
Jumpy castle with alcohol type thing for adults only to get raise money for the fence.
To fill up the cemetery faster?
Yes.
Get them good and settled. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Have another drink, get in the bouncy house.
Get in the bouncy house, and then everybody could give money at that event, and
Well, no,
then,
and then you say to people, so you need to buy your plot now, right? You're sort of
right,
like a little-
you could sell plots at the same time,
Right.
or pre-sell them. That's how you would raise the money for the fence. Pre-sell the plots,
Everybody sponsor a section.
right,
Right, like they
and
do
you could
at the
name the
Sponsor
sections.
cemetery.
No, the chairs that are all
Yes.
down at the Bellas Falls Theater.
That's right.
Well, something to keep in mind for the cemetery commission. Get a, Hank has always asked for more money as long as I've known him. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong. Give me your pen. Come on. But a lot of times he waits till the town meeting. But maybe when we're doing budget.
I've already asked when the budget's gonna be,
Okay.
and I'm gonna be here.
Right.
And I talked with Jeanette, and also Hank has said that since back in 2001, cemetery commission got $3,000.
I know.
And talking with Jeanette, everything's going up.
Oh, it sure is.
So we're gonna ask for 6,000. Didn't think that was terribly
Well-
unreasonable.
Well, and totally look at what, projects like a fence in East hill would cost and let us know before we make the budget. And maybe it is something we can put in there. Who knows? Maybe it's $2,000 for a fence. Maybe it's $15,000 for a fence. I don't know.
Well,
That makes a big difference.
15.
Also, on the back section, past what's,
We've been extra
What?
donated, correct?
yeah, the ponds donated that. That's gonna need a fence around it too at some point.
But maybe we could put away a little money every year for it.
Think of me
But
for
there's-
the party. For the money, for the raising of the money. The
We can do
fundraising.
that at Chris's house.
Yes, we could.
No, I'm not taking on that.
Halloween, the cemetery party.
I know.
I think it sounds like a great idea, Chris.
No bouncy house.
All right.
I'm in everything else.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the MERP. So, Rich and I had a meeting with Shelley, and if you don't mind, Rich, I'll let you
Sure.
kind of put out what we.
Things are moving forward well. Robin, who leads the project, feels that everything's going well. They've learned that the current ceiling in the town hall is not the original plaster ceiling, that there's like sheetrock underneath it. Okay. And so they believe that they can go through the ceiling to put in some of the insulation without running into historic preservation problems.
Beautiful.
Simplifying the whole roof approach. And so with these changes, they feel like we have actually extra money within the budget, some $8,300 that can be applied to other things
Cemetery.
No, it can't go to
within the
that.
MRF project.
So if we don't have to go through the roof, are they not going to cover fixing the roof?
They've talked about repairing the roof.
We can still do that.
The repairs are in there. I mean, I think it's great. It's a popcorn. We found out it was a popcorn ceiling, and there could be plaster up underneath the popcorn, which would lead me to believe that probably
It's
is.
from when it was moved.
Yeah, when it was moved, I bet it all cracked. But either way, they are able to address it from underneath. So we do have some extra money, and one of the things that we had talked about was maybe windows over at the garage because.
But so they're going to help us. They're going to pay to replace the missing slates.
Yes, they're going to
Okay, that's
repair
all-
that. That's
all they
on.
care about.
That's on. That
Okay,
is part
good.
of our budget, but we do have extra money,
Yeah,
so we
great.
can decide on what, like I mean, Rich just told us the figure. So that's I mean that's a positive. That's a wonderful thing.
They also gave us information on historical preservation grants, which are due October 6th. And so if we wanted to say, for example, that we wanted to replace the roof, we could potentially apply for a historical preservation grant and see if we could get money toward that project. My understanding is that typically it wouldn't be that they would be covering 100% of it, but there would be some cost sharing involved. So it's been a busy several weeks for me lately, but I'm going to buckle down and read the application forms.
And good for you. No, that makes me happy.
Do it.
And learn, for example, whether I guess my main concern is, of course, we would only want to put in a grant that has a good chance of getting funded. And we have one big advantage, and that is a very significant building. Okay, so if you're trying to fix something that's not very historically significant in the town, then you have no chance. But we have a very good priority with the town hall because of its historical use.
And it's our emergency shelter.
Right.
And it's worth doing. It's worth signing up for some grants if we can in that regard.
Right, but we have to keep in mind, are we going to be committing the town to paying, for example, half?
Right. And if that's the case, then
Get small
we
grants.
maybe don't want to
Very
do that.
small grants.
Mm-hmm.
Or we may end up saying, okay, can we use, and this is just
Sure.
kind of popping out of my head now. We've got that $8,000 extra, or is it eight? It's 8 something.
Mm-hmm.
How much a window's going to be, and will there be some left over? So if we got a historical grant for X amount, and it was a 50-50 grant, or a 20, 80, or I don't know, because I'll be honest with you, I have not read the paperwork for the grants. I haven't read the booklet on how to apply for these historical grants, because I have had a lot on my plate too. So Rich and I are,
You guys are doing great.
we are going to put our heads together about it. But we wanted to know, I guess what we were bringing this up is that do you as a board give us the permission to read these and fill out the grant paperwork, and because it's a very timely manner, that if we see something that we think we should apply for, do you
And
think
bring it to the
how
next
do you
meeting.
bring it to the next meeting?
I move that we give you guys permission to look at any and all grants that you think might be good.
I
Do
sec-
whatever you want to do, and then bring it to us. Absolutely.
I second that.
Okay.
And as
Wait.
far, oh, sorry. Well,
All those in favor?
Aye.
Hand signals. Aye.
I'm sorry, but as far as the $8,000 goes, so don't you think it'd be good to just kind of keep it, because as the project goes on, we're likely to need it somewhere
We
without
may,
thinking
but
of
we
something
also
new.
have this. What is it called? That
There are
It's like a
contingencies
slush, yeah.
involved, so they're within the budget. Shelley seems to think, and she is experienced because she has multiple projects going on all the time, that the budget is real, that it's not going to overrun,
Oh, great.
and that we do have some contingency built in. And
So we don't need
she-
more.
I think it would be unusual, and it would be off-brand for her, shall we say, to tell us we had extra money if she was concerned.
right? I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that. So I when
Awesome.
I was once really fearful of this grant, I am feeling, and it really is due to Shelley and the work she's doing and her expertise on this, feeling really good about it. So, I mean,
Couldn't ask for better.
right, I agree. I'll recommend them all day long. I think they're right on top of things.
Great.
Yeah.
Great, yeah, right. So we'll move on. What's next? Financial orders.
Mhm.
Or are they?
Lois.
Yeah, everything should be.
Lois.
in there.
Shut up.
Now, these
See,
aren't,
I had to look at my phone, but I wasn't in
these
charge.
aren't ones I
so.
signed. These are
I know.
because I wasn't here.
I was like, Susie's like, I've got a question.
No, I don't probably even sign them.
We gotta vote.
Or if he doesn't sign them.
We're
I
Susan.
thought, well,
How does
I
that work?
figured that
I don't remember what
there's
dates
always
we were on.
everything's gonna cost more than,
Are you good?
but maybe
They
not.
have that built in though too.
I was gone the last meeting.
Great.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called.
Which
It's something like
was-
question that Rich answered.
One of those is for that
Contingency
week.
fund or something.
And one of
I can't
those
remember
are
what it
twice
was.
today.
No, there was another
15,000.
word, and
Yeah.
and what it meant
So I
was
was-
Well, you
Here.
could both avoid signing them and just have the other three sign
expenses
them, just fill a
associated
form.
Okay.
with renting equipment,
That'll work.
Oh,
right.
right, that's right.
dumpsters, and
Like
all those other
unknown
things.
stuff.
We're going
Yeah.
to, because we aren't sure which one of
Okay.
these you were here for and
Okay.
Oh.
which one I was here for. So you three need to.
Oh,
look
and
those
Yeah, you
over.
three do it first,
Yeah.
and we'll figure it out.
And then those are the minutes.
Oh, I can't sign them. Is that what I'm here?
Remember, you had me take your name off.
I know.
Have we heard anything from the lawyer?
We got an invoice on Friday.
Okay. I knew that, but yeah. I knew
No, but
that.
that's the only thing we've
Oh, okay.
heard. We
Yeah.
received an invoice and it said to review the BCA hearing material and prepare an appeal, and it was $172, and that's
Gotcha.
all I've heard.
That's
Well,
a
the
bargain.
smallest bill for the lawyer. They're watching this. They just went out. But
What did we need the lawyer for?
Dan and Wendy Fisher filed a case with the Superior Court of the State of Vermont because they were not happy with the outcome of their appeal to the Board of Civil Authority, which they started because they weren't happy with their reappraisal number.
Okay.
wow. I read it.
I'm trying to remember, did I miss a meeting?
No.
You didn't.
No.
So I
I
get to
did.
sign them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wrong.
I'm the
That,
one that missed one, and it
that
was
meeting
on.
when you were gone went so fast.
Yeah, you know,
No,
I
I'm
am
just
just
kidding.
such a different. Aren't I
It
just
felt like an
plain?
eternity to me.
12 minutes. No.
Yeah, we're so.
No, there was no public here.
No?
No, so it was, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
Was it
Rich,
really quick?
Rich passed with flying colors,
I
but
needed
we're,
help from.
I-
but
I
we're
needed
very
help from
happy to
Melissa.
have
No.
everybody
Melissa.
back again.
I would be struggling without Rich. I am just,
It's good partnership.
yes, yeah, it's really worked out well. I'm very fortunate. Correspondence? Sorry.
There is not any.
Perfect.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.